Did you know? I made a game that you can play with your action figures. That's right, it's brand agnostic, so you can play with any toys you've got laying around. In this video, I'll walk you through the steps of character creation and build out a full team of 5. In the next vid, I'm going to show you how to actually play the game.
If you haven't already seen them, go check out these videos. They're really fun. They show how to play the game. It's neat.
Actionverse is a game designed for solo or player versus player. Build your own team of customizable characters and then try to murder the dog crap out of each other, or complete the 5 included scenarios. Aside from blood and mayhem, there's also a world building and mini RPG element to help bring your world to life. The core rulebook will allow you to build settings and craft cool characters. Your characters can level up, gain new weapons and equipment, and die. Probably very brutally and shamefully. It's your world. Actionverse is just giving you a little bit of structure so you can play in it. If you want to create your own characters using my tables, stick around and I'll let you know how you can do that. For access to the full rulebook, it's currently being playtested, so join our Patreon for early releases, behind the scenes, artist sneak peeks, and a chance to have your own custom character card. Alright, first thing first, grab some figures. Doesn't matter what brand, heck, it doesn't even matter what size. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell. In the next video, we're going to show you how to actually play this game. Character creation is broken into 2 phases, flavor and mechanical. If you want, you can skip all the flavor stuff like titles and quirks. I get it. Sometimes you just want a blood bag for a job and you don't care who it is as long as they get the job done. But if you want to add some details and bring a character to life, or maybe you've got a concept you've been mulling over, check this out. Okay, I can't help you with this part. I debated creating random tables with a ton of names, but that would be a lot of work. And also, I don't think I'd be able to satisfy everybody. So at the very least, bring some names. You can always skip this and just go to a title if you can't think of any. And if you're really stuck, just use Bob. For all of them. Never stop. An army of Bobs. Want to field a mercenary or someone from the military? Roll on the military ranks table. Want a more serious title? Roll on the nicknames. Or you can just always make up your own. Here, let's see how we do it. We've got our buck here. I didn't want to take the belt off. I'd normally just start with just a plain dude, nothing really on him, or dudette, nothing really on there, because we're going to add and build them as they go. You don't want to start with some sort of machismo, super cyborg, machine gun, laser ride, flying cape. You get it, but this is more grounded and down to earth. You're going to start with this regular dude. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Okay, and his face there, he's super serious. So I'm going to roll on the mockery table just to get things started off here. So I'm going to take 2d6. I'm going to choose the mockery table, and I get a 9, and 9 is Gimpy. So his name, whatever it is, his title is Gimpy. So it could be, Joe Gimpy or Gimpy Bill. For members and patrons, if you're a member for, let's say about 3 months, what I've started doing as an added thank you is making an avatar figure of you to add towards my ship or to Actionverse Gaming for future videos. So you have to have a membership for at least 3 months, because what's happened in the past, people signed up for 1 month and then they've disappeared, and I haven't even gotten the parts cobbled together in order to make the figure. But this is Famine at Famine Studios. It looks just like him. My one requirement, other than the beard, was to have a non-punchable face, and I think I've achieved that. If you want a video on how I made these or just more layouts, let me know in the comments. There's got to be enough of you, though, because, there's no shortage of stuff that I'm trying to film. So if enough of you show interest, I will definitely do a full video on it. All right, so this is going to be the 5 that we're actually going to build our core team from. So I went ahead and rolled on the tables here. So starting left to right, again, I have like a vague concept of what I want these to be able to be. No weapons, no skills, nothing, just kind of like an idea, right? So I rolled on the prefix names for this jabroni over here. No, his name's not jabroni, but I got Fugly. So he's Fugly and then his first name, right? So we'll call him Fugly Steve. And it actually kind of fits with that face sculpt. We already got him. For her, I can't wait for the Star Wars fans to come out and just absolutely destroy me for mixing that belt with this character. And just like, no, that's Kyle San Francisco. Like, you can't use her this. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. For her, I rolled on the more serious nicknames. So she actually got Maniac. So she'll be call sign Maniac, or you can just use it as a nickname, right? So she could be Susie Maniac, whatever. This guy over here, I rolled on the title, so he is Squire. So it's just like a call sign, like your military call sign, or you can have it the Squire, the Crow, the Mangled, the Slippery. And then last here, I did go with the military one, and I chose Corporal, or I rolled on Corporal. So those are their titles, and that's it. You've got titles assigned to them. Also long overdue, and one of our first members for the channel is Eric from No You Grow Up. I didn't have a good enough Jesus beard for a lot of action figures. They don't really have that combination, so this is gonna be good enough. This is what if Eric had to trim down his beard in order to, like, you know, not get caught and everything. So this is gonna be Eric going in. So as we build these characters, they're gonna get nicknames and some stuff. If you're interested in having your own avatar in future videos, consider joining.
Like, subscribe, bell.
Okay, back to our original team here. Now we're gonna go on to the next piece of flavor, and that's a quirk. Again, you don't need any of this stuff to play the game. If you want to skip all these little details, jump ahead to the mechanics. But if you want to add those little extra flavor pieces, here's one of the things that I think is just makes your character stand out. Let's start with Gimpy. Now he got the shaft on nicknames. Let's go ahead and help him out as far as quirks go. And let's just pick like bad habits. So we'll go ahead and roll for bad habits, and we get an 8. So he's an adrenal junkie. Again, this doesn't influence gameplay, but you're already starting to get a character here, right? So his nickname's Gimpy, and his bad habit or his quirk is he's an adrenal junkie. So he likes to get that constant rush going in his system, kind of like that Jason Statham movie. No way he had to have that, but you know, whether it's hang gliding or combat or being a passenger while my wife is driving. That's not a knock on women. My wife is actually a terrible, terrible driver. And for famine, we got must touch an object again if they brush against it. So very OCD. For Eric, we got poops naked. Yep, 1 and 4. 1 and 4. And for Bob, we got stubborn. All right, and then again, always optional, but for personal items here, went ahead and gave a scarf. This guy has a cat, a little, some goggles, and a little hat, another little fancy hat, and some sort of data pad here. So again, it's just something small, it's non-mechanical, it won't affect combat or their stats, it's something that's personalized to them. And it's also definitely crap I had laying around. Just to speed this up, let's focus on Gimpy, okay? Next portion are the quotes. So there's 3 tables you can roll on: mercenary, warrior, or leader quotes, and they kind of match those type of archetypes here. So Gimpy, go ahead and roll on mercenary. He got 10, so his quote is tear them open and dance on their guts. Man, adrenal junkie, Gimpy, got a scarf, tear open, dance on their guts. This is becoming an actual character in this world. Maybe it's not what you wanted, so you can always just re-roll on a different table. And that's it. That's all the personalization you need to add to this character. Now we can get into the mechanic.
You have 5 pre-made classes to choose from. By pre-made, I mean they're kind of templates: agility, bruiser, melee, tank, and range. And the last one is universal. It's just a bunch of cobbled together skills and abilities that don't really fit one type of archetype.
Old Gimpy here, he's not big enough to be a tank, I don't think. He's not, I don't know, I don't really see him as a melee fighter. I'd either see him as ranged or agility, but let's go ahead and say he's a bruiser. He's just got some, you know, nastiness to him, some strength. You know, he's not too scrawny, and, you know, just that will and determination and just knock an opponent down.
After you pick your class, you go to the corresponding table and you choose one of these abilities. Now, as you level up, you get to add more abilities into your character, but you at least get one starting one. As you can see, the bruiser character stats here are usually tied to strength. You don't have to, again, I'm going to repeat that over and over, but you can kind of min-max or power build if you want to. I am going to show you the table in this one just because it's easier to explain. You have skills: strength, agility, durability, willpower, and intelligence. Now you get to choose where you're going to invest your points into. Now this game, 1d6 equals 1 action. So if you take an action, you burn 1d6, even if you have to roll for it or not. Your skills though are 1d6, and for your top skill, you add 2 free d6s to it. So that's 3d6, only 1 burning as an action. Conversely, you also have a flaw, which is a -1 to the skill roll. So you don't have to put more dice towards it. You only get 1d6 burning an action with a -1. So there's gonna be something you're not good at. One thing you're really good at, one thing you're pretty good at, everything else is base, which is 1d6, and then one thing you stink
As a bruiser, Gimpy's gonna wanna put most of his dice, his extra 2, into strength. As a bruiser, his abilities are tied to his strength rolls. You don't have to. You can play whatever you want. You can actually pick and choose any of the skills that you want to and abilities that you want to. A recommended build though for a bruiser, put him into strength. Second, you can either do agility, durability, which is toughness, or willpower. Any of those kind of work out.
But you absolutely don't have to. You're not stuck to playing with these one casts. Famine, for example, could be a range fighter with a high intelligence. Eric could be a melee fighter with a great willpower to resist, running away or any type of fatal flaws. And then Bob here could be a range fighter with a high agility, so he's able to climb and leap more. The next step, we're going to need the character card. You get 4 actions, 3 luck, which is basically your health, 1 defense, which is a 1 die that you're going to roll when people attack you, and a surge, which is just a bonus die that you can add to anything, whether it's attack, defending, counter-striking, and agility. Anytime. You get to burn that once per game. It's just something in your pocket. It's a surge of ability. Now on here, you always get 4 actions, you get 3 luck, 1 defense, and 1 surge. That's your starting out. Now you get to add 3 points, either all into one of these categories or 1 into each of those, and spread it out. This is where, again, you're customizing the mechanics for your character and how they're going to play in the battlefield. For Gimp being a bruiser, I'm going to give him an extra action, so he'll have 5 actions. I want him to have a little more luck there, so he's going to have 4 luck, and then I want him to spend all his actions on his turn, so defense is going to get a +1, so that's 2 dice. That'll be 2 dice he rolls every single time he's attacked. That doesn't come out of your action economy. And the very last part to creating a character, the gear, where you get to get a big old chain cannon or some cool bright red armor, a very fast lethal submachine gun, or maybe a drum-fed shotgun. No, you don't get any of that stuff. Starting out, you get some really basic gear, and you've got to buy it too. Pistols are worth 5, a sawed-off shotgun is worth 10, a laser axe is worth 5, a submachine gun is worth 10. I think the scope rifle is actually worth 15. You have 5 members. You have just enough funds to be able to give everybody one thing. If you go big for one player getting a scope rifle, next dude's probably only going to be able to afford a pistol. You're just starting off. Your crew's brand new. You don't get all the cool swag. You got to earn that and kill for it. And after you load it out of your team, that's it. You're ready to fight. You got a team fielded. I'd recommend making 5 more characters though, because people tend to expire pretty quickly. Shelf life isn't very long, especially at this level. If you're interested in getting the sheets on how to make your characters, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and DM me, and I'll get you a link. I'll be showcasing Actionverse at JoeFest 24, and hopefully I'll have a printed rulebook ready for early release by then. I hope this was fun. I hope you're interested. Go ahead and check out these other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.